So what this was there was a group. This was somewhere around 400 to 600 or 700, somewhere around between then and like maybe 1800 was their power. It's about 5 million black people all in a valley, all together, like one big long black spot on the world, basically. And like I said, what they would do is they would let people run away, or they would go away and they would find people and they'd get them to come back and help out or something, help rescue their friends. And they would tell stories of how their friends had been grabbed by some white people and they needed help to rescue them. And then, or something like that. And then the people would go and the black town would grab them. And then what they would do is they would take them and put them underground and chain them. I don't really know exactly. Like I said, I never saw this myself. I only heard it from 3 different separate groups or something like that. I didn't want to believe it actually myself when I found out about it. But there was a black town and it occupied a valley. And some people were saying things like wash them out because there's a dam up above. And I was like, yeah. Anyway, the Indians were like, we're going to do something about it. So anyway, it was back in the days of 1100 and 1500 or whatever, or 900 or something like that. There was this big, long black community that was all together. And like I said, they would send people out and they would grab people. And like I said, what the story was they would force these white people underground and they would chain them down, put them in the mines, and then make them work down there, and they could never come out to the light of day. And then they would give them opium drug and other things, cocaine or hallucinogens. And then when the people, and they would, like I said, they would tell them that if they that they needed to have this stuff that was basically excremented, like it was black man's poo, and they had to have it mixed in with their food inside the wheats or oats or whatever. I don't really know the food that they fed them, which was like something nasty. I don't really know. Like I said, the Indians took care of it, and some other people, Irish or British, I don't know, somebody. Yeah, they went to go get their people back. And basically there's 5 million black people, and they had a pretty developed little place. They had I think they had a glass shop and some smitheries and some other stuff, and some white people would basically tend to the blacksmith shops. And they would be shackled to the shops, pretty much. And they couldn't leave the shops. And the black people would say, oh yeah, they owe money, or whatever. Anyway, apparently there was a mine underneath the town, and it had a couple thousand white people in there, and they were keeping them. And those are the people that they're raiding from the lumber camps and everywhere else. They had Indians and some other people, and they were all shackled down there underground. And it was basically black man's paradise on top. Black men having their shoes shined, all that other stuff, and you would barely even notice the little shackles and the chains going to the wall, where they would shackle the young white children or whatever. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't think it was true. They said that they owed them money and stuff. But anyway, I just know the Indians and some other groups banded together and took them out, basically. Anyway, I'm pretty sure they had bulletproof vests and some other armament and some other things. They probably had guns, I'm pretty sure. I'm not exactly sure the details of it, because technically they were trying to kill me anyway. Or I was dead or something. It was like 40,000 years ago. About a long time ago. Anyway, the black people had band together. Apparently they were doing world domination or something. So, anyway, they had this town that was like their little lockdown city, pretty much, where they had a thriving community, thriving little town. But it was all single wall construction. There was nothing really there. Nothing substantial. Just a bunch of like mole huts underneath the ground, just miles and miles of tunnels where they had white people like picking and stuff like that, and they basically just had them all addicted to drugs. And the thing was, they couldn't make enough drugs for them anyway. There wasn't enough opium and stuff like that, and black people were addicted to it too. So anyway, they'd make the white people kick, and then they would when they were begging for mercy, or they would even make them kick, and then they would force feed it down their throat with funnels or something. Anyway, like I said, it was pretty nasty. It was a long time ago. And it's why everyone hated the black people, actually, because they were doing this to the Indians and the Irishmen and the British and some other ones. and they were 5 million of them inside of a river valley altogether. And they had what looked like was a thriving community. But it was more like hell. Now, it was really more like, they had like a photo shop and this and that, and they looked like a high-end society. Even a train, I think, or something like that. But small train. It wasn't a big train. Anyway, though, and people would be mining underneath. I didn't even want to believe it, really. I didn't believe it, actually, to tell you the truth. I was like, yeah, right. No way. They're not doing that. Show me. Anyway, though, but there were a bunch of people with a bunch of people in the shops. I had some people go take a look, and they said, yeah, all the people are chained down to the floor and against the wall. Little chains going to their legs. They can only move a couple feet. They can't actually leave the shop or anything like that, and they have to shit in a bucket, basically. And you can buy stuff from the shops, but, basically, don't stay there overnight. You won't wake up in the same bed in the morning, and stuff like that. So any white man or any stranger comes into the town, you go down to the mines. That's the way it is. So anyway, the Irish, I don't know if it's Irish. I think it was actually the Indians that came to me and told me about it and stuff. And I forget exactly who raided the town, but pretty much it was a joint effort of 3 different groups, pretty much, because there were so many of them, 5 million, about, or at least 700,000 black people all together in this big river valley. There's pictures of it, actually, and you wouldn't know it, but there's all these mines and little, nothing substantial. It was all like little holes, like one-person holes going everywhere. You'd think it was like animals or something, or Indians that had dug it, but it was just a bunch of one-person holes. They would just keep them down there, chained to the wall. Basically said that they owed them money, but realistically, mostly they were people that they had found in the logging communities in the surrounding area, that they would be like, help, 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 come help, and they would go to help, and then 4 black people would grab them, or 6 people would grab them and just take them down to the mine and chain them against the wall. Anyway, I found out about it, like I say, and took care of it, was part of the group that took care of it, or the people, because like I said, I didn't sit too well with me. So somewhere around 17 or 16 or 1500 or 900, somewhere around there. It was a long time ago. 40,000 years ago, actually, about, was their heyday or something. Anyway, I got past it, so. Anyway, they vowed vengeance, of course. It was probably actually, sooner than that, though. I mean, it seems like it was 40,000 years ago for me, but I mean, realistically, it was probably 17 or 1800. 1800 was the most powerful they ever were, when they had bulletproof vests and cars, and they were strutting around like they owned the place, like they say. I mean, there's even photos of it and stuff, but you wouldn't know it, but the black people were in control of everything. And basically, if you moved even an inch, they'd shoot you. Like I said, they had the little slave camps and stuff. So anyway, they enslaved and beat and whipped the white man and the Indian and everyone. So anyway, I was wondering where the valley was. They have pictures of it and they found it. So I got verification of it. Want to make sure that it was true, because they took them out. So anyway, it was a thriving community and had as much chance to be sizable as any other, but they chose to go with the easy road, which is basically slavery and addicting people to opium and stuff, and then lying to them and telling them that they had to have it or else they would die in 5 or 6 days. So it was something that the black people did to other white people. To white people, and even to themselves to some extent. So anyway, like Papa and his gang and some other black people. So anyway, oh well, it's long since gone. It never will be as powerful as that ever again. Thank God, thank the Lord, as they say. Anyway, yeah, I like to talk with an accent. I don't know why I have an accent today. I just feel Irish. Not Irish, though. German. Yep. Through and through, I bought Germany, and from that day forth, I was always German. And Irish, somewhat. Anyway, I work with a lot of different groups, so. Anyway. Yeah, Oh, well, it's all true, there's pictures and facts and all that other stuff, so you can have fun.